David versus Goliath. How do we understand this battle? Largely today through the prism of the third round of the FA Cup, when some Conference League minnow would beat a Premier League giant. But what was actually going on in the original clash between David and Goliath in the Valley of Elah? There was Goliath strutting his stuff, daring the troops of Israel to take him on. It was quite common in those days for battles between armies to be settled by one person on either side, rather like the penalty shootout. But there was Goliath daring the Israelites, and nobody was stepping forward to take him on. It probably should have been Saul who was leading the Israelites, but he was so despondent and embittered in his own tent that he was showing no leadership. And that affected all the troops who were demoralised by what they saw in their king. Then up steps David. He wasn't part of this conscripted army. He was just bringing provisions to his brothers who were on duty. And he spots the main chance to take on Goliath. But he doesn't take on the giant in the way the giant wants him to. David steps back, surveys the scene, and refuses to accept the parameters that Goliath has set. Instead of fighting him man to man in heavy clunking armour in close quarters, David steps back and uses his slingshot to fire the stone at Goliath. Now, those slingshot users were as effective as any rifleman today. They knew how to hit their target, but only David seemed to have the faith, the courage and the imagination to know how to take Goliath on. And that's the problem with many of our issues today. We tend to become transfixed by the giant and accept the problem on the parameters that we're set. But should we do so? Perhaps we should step back like David to survey the scene and to look at a form of asymmetric warfare, of taking on our problems in a different way to the one that the problem seems to be dictating. In life, the strong aren't always as strong as they appear to be, and the weak aren't always as weak as they seem to be. Read this story in my talks, revisiting David and Goliath, among other stories you might wish to encounter. Thank you.